Okay, so hey guys, it's Aiko. I'm an American English pronunciation coach and business coach based in Hawaii. So I invited one of my clients who finished my group coaching, Yuto san. So thank you very much for coming to my show and sharing your experience, Yuto san.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So real quick, would you please tell us a little bit about what you do? And why you decided to take my group coaching.
Okay. Hi, my name is Yuto. I'm a freelance writer based in Japan. But I took your course last year when I was in Dublin. And the reason why I wanted to take your course was, well, where can I start? So before taking your course, I went to a pronunciation school in Tokyo for 2 years. And then I moved to Dublin. And because I wanted to take my career break, and B, I wanted to study English. But as soon as I started going to the school in Dublin, I realized that, going to a school in an English spoken country was not enough to improve your accent and pronunciation. And there was a critical moment for me. And that was when I asked my teacher, like, how can I improve my pronunciation and accent? And he told me, like, oh, it's okay to have your accent. It's beautiful, it's unique. And the most important thing is that you can deliver your message in English and you're understood by others. I was like, it's not okay for me. That's why I paid a lot of money and I decided to study English. Then I started finding someone who I can learn from. And then at the time, I knew 2 things. One is I wanted to learn from a Japanese teacher because no offense at all to native English speakers or native English teachers, but I thought native English speakers couldn't understand my issue or my frustration. So that's why I wanted to find a Japanese teacher or coach. And the second thing was I didn't know what it was, but I knew I missed something practical because I had already learned, basics, some IPA, like how to move your mouth or tongue, but still my English sounded Japanese English. So I knew those 2 things. And then I found your website. Then, as soon as I watched your video, I was like, this is it. This is what I want to learn.
Wow, thank you very much for sharing your story. I totally relate to your experience where, native English, no offense to native speakers, again, from my end too, but they don't understand how frustrating it is for us, the second language learners, to really sound like native speakers. And I mean, to me, I thought I was copying how they were speaking. I asked so many pronunciation questions to native speakers, and it was very frustrating because they don't understand why I'm asking those questions. They never thought of it, right? And then they don't know how to explain because they speak English natively. So they don't know the difference between Japanese and English in terms of air or vibration or energy. It's not just about mouth shape or tongue position or IPA, right? So I totally understand where you're coming from. So I am super happy that you found me. So then I get it. You're like, this is it, right? Because I'm teaching something I didn't understand for a long time. And this is why I'm sharing my experience openly with my clients. So what started happening after taking my group coaching? Did you notice some changes right away, or how was it like?
I think the biggest change was speed. Like you often say, slow down, like 20 times slower. And before taking your course, I was trying to be pera pera. So I tried to speak fast, and I thought it was better. Like speaking fast means, being closer to a native speaker. But then after taking your course, I realized that the slower is the better. The slower I speak English, the more clear, the more understandable my English is. I think that was the biggest change.
So at that time, you were in Japan now, but you were in Ireland before, in Dublin. So did you notice some changes when you were talking to people there? Like, did they understand you better when you start speaking more slowly?
Yeah, I think so. And どうかな。やっぱり聞き返されることが減ったように思いますね。ちょっとこう、正確にカウントしたりはしてないんですけども。あと、I feel like when you speak like slower, people listen to you. で、なんか英語ってこう、最後までなんか聞いてくれる文化がなんかあると思ってるんですね。なんか、愛子さんもなんかいつかで言ってた気がしますけど、英語はこう、最後まで聞かないと意味がわからない文章とか言語なので、なんかこう、なんか愛子さんもいつか言ってたようにこう、すごいじーっと聞くんですよね。Maybe I was just lucky and I was surrounded by people who listen to me, but still, yeah, people listen to me, and that was because of, my English. That was because my English improved, I would say.
I get it. 最近グループコーチングを取り始めて、まだ取り始めたばっかりの方で、もう大きな変化が見られたって言ってて、それはミーティングで話しているときに、こう遮られなくなったって なんかこう、最後までじーっと聞いてくれるようになったっておっしゃってたんですね。それはその方もスローダウンしたから、なんかね、前は早くて、今の何みたいな感じで、なんかこう、入りたいんですよ。what was it? とか、なんか早くてわからない感じで、こう、聞いてる方がこう入りたくなるんですね。でも、その方の発音がゆっくりになって、なんかこう、最後まで聞こうっていうふうに聞いてる側がそういうふうに思うようになるんですね。So, for example, you're speaking really slow right now, but I want to listen to you because you look very confident. Like when you speak slowly, you appear more confident. And then your voice is more determined, right? You have some determined quality in your voice. You have a lot of determination in your voice. So I feel like I want to listen to you and I want to know what you think, what you're going to say, right? So I think that's the thing about listeners, because listeners, なんかこう、安心して聞いていられるから、最後までちゃんと聞きたいってなる。そういう感じ。The way that you were speaking. So would you show us how you were speaking before? How fast or can you do it?
どんな感じかな。
どんな感じ？
I spoke like this, much faster and softer, lighter, and yeah, again, I was trying to be pera pera. And I learned some IPA, like basics of pronunciation. So I think my like pronunciation wise, it was not wrong, but still my voice was weak, fast, light, like this. なんかこう、一個一個の音がこう短い感じがしましたね。で、なんか今でも時々思い出すんですけど、愛子さんがいつかのフィードバックで、水泳のクロールの、例えを使われていたことがすごくよく覚えていて、なんか僕の中でのこう、いい英語のイメージは、こう、そのクロールのように、ゆっくりなんだけど、なんかぐいぐい進んでいくみたいなイメージが、僕の中の、なんだろう、イメージとしてあって、なんかそういうふうにこう、ちょっとは話せるようになったのかなっていうふうには思っています。
I think so. さっきちょっとこう、そう、早くて、その音が弱くてっていう時の発音を聞くと、その水泳で言うと、ね、水泳って初心者の方ってすごいこう、体に力が入ってるっていうのもあるけど、こう、ガガガガガって進もうとするじゃないですか。でも、こう、上達していくごとに、動きが滑らかになって、ゆっくりになって、ゆったりになるんだけど、パワフルで、なんかこう思い切るんですよね。しっかりと筋肉をわって伸ばして進んでいく。で、その感じが英語に入るといいんですよね。例えば、日本語のまま英語を話して、そのスピードで話しちゃうと、思い切りがない。思い切りがないから物足りなく感じるんですよね、聞いていて。早いし、なんかこう、英語として聞こうとすると、音が物足りないんですよ。物足りないから、なんかこう、口を挟みたくなるっていう感じ。でも、ちゃんと、全部、音をしっかりと届けようとしてくれる、その振動とか強さが入ると、なんかすっごい落ち着いて聞けるんですよね。なんか英語ってそういう要素が大切な感じがするんですけど、So you are experiencing that, right, in your voice. So how is it now when you speak English? Where are you, how are you paying attention to your English or pronunciation or your delivery right now?
Well, again, now I'm back to Japan. So, unfortunately, I have few opportunities to speak English, but still, I try to speak English using some, online English conversations services. And every time I use those services, before speaking English, I always do なんかこう準備運動でそうやっぱりなんか日本語だけを話してるとこうなんて言うんだろう声が弱くなっちゃうというか呼吸が浅くなっちゃうような気がしていて愛子さんに以前Facebook でシェアをした僕が YouTube で見つけた10 minutes morning exercise っていうなんかある英語を教えている YouTuber の方がやられている動画を朝に今でもやるようにしています。Yeah, and once you do that exercise なんかこうなんていうのかな本当にこの喉とかのこうラジオ体操じゃないけどちょっとこうストレッチをしたみたいな感覚になってでなんかその度にそうだ英語はなんかこういう感じで話さなくちゃいけないんだこういう体の使い方をしなくちゃいけないんだっていうことをなるべく思い出すようにしています。
Oh, that's awesome. I really love that video, by the way. And I noticed something very important about English pronunciation from that video. So thank you very much for sharing it. Yeah, I really love that video. So that's good that you're trying to remember because we use different parts of the body, right? When you speak English and when you use Japanese. So when I switch to Japanese, なんかこう、なんかね、日本語を話すときは一気にこの筋肉を使わないようにするんですよね、逆に。音を日本語らしくするために。で、I use very different part of my body, right, when I speak English or when I speak Japanese. So I'm glad that you're still doing that. Like you're trying to switch to English completely, like you're trying to use your body differently. So that's good. So okay, so my last question would be, or I actually have two questions. So first one is, who do you recommend my group coaching to? The second one is, who do you not recommend my group coaching to? So would you tell me who you recommend first?
Yeah, I would recommend your course to someone who already learned some basics of IPA or, mouth position, tongue position, but still is not satisfied with their English. Because that was me. Like last year, I already learned some basics, but still my English sounded Japanese and I was not satisfied with that.
Thank you. And especially like a person like you who has high standards, right? Like もっと上があるんじゃないって思ってる方, right? So I always attract people like you who always want to go higher. So I really appreciate that. How about who do you not recommend my group coaching?
It's easy and simple. で、本気じゃない人にはやっぱりおすすめしないですね。Because actually that was my first time to take any kind of coaching. And I was so impressed by how serious you are. And なんていうのかな、こう、愛子さんが コーチングをするときにも、一つ一つのこうフィードバック、一つ一つのビデオで、やっぱりこう、愛子さんが本気で、向き合ってくれている、時間を使って、向き合ってくれているっていうことが分かっているし、やっぱり厳しいコーチなのでだし、まあ正直に言うと、こう、やっぱり値段も決して安くはないですよね。で、それはすごく、いいこと、本気の人しか入ってこない環境を愛子さんが作っているからだと思うんですけども、やっぱりこう、愛子さんにとっても、こう、受講する僕らにとっても、こう、時間を使うものだし、時間もお金もエネルギーも使うものなので、やっぱりこう、本気じゃないと、もったいないかなっていうふうに思います。
Yeah, thank you. I set my price high so that I I filter out those people who are not serious. あとは値段が高いから数人だけに教えたいんですよ。その値段が安いと生計立てるためにたくさんの生徒さんを呼ばないといけないですか。呼ばないといけないじゃないですか。そうなると教える人数も増える。でも私は少ない人数の人たちだけにフォーカスしたいですよね。So thank you very much for sharing that because that's actually my purpose, or I am doing it on purpose so that, I want to have just serious people. Because I ね、ちゃんとこう向き合える人を、探しているので、本当にゆうとさんみたいな方は、本当にぴったり、今まで発音をもうかなり練習してきて2年間スクールに通って、でもまだ満足していない。しかも自分の声がまだ日本語っぽいって分かっている。そういう方、だからゆうとさんに本当に見つけてもらえて本当に嬉しかったです。So thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so honored that you decided to take my group coaching and, found me online. So thank you. So I am looking forward to seeing you improving more because I know you're aiming higher, right? You have high standards. So I am so looking forward to seeing you go higher. So thank you very much, Yuto-san, and thank you very much for your time. It means a lot that you took time to share your experience here. And then thank you very much for saying yes to come to my show and share your stories. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and see you in another episode. So thank you again, Yuto-san, for coming to my show.
Thank you.
Thank you.